So I'm going to talk today about how the game of chess has played a role in my life since my childhood and how it still is influential today, kind of the skills I've gained through it, the experiences, the camaraderie. It's like a lifelong friend. So when I was 6 years old, it was about the time my father Maury taught me the game. The first pieces were like cardboard squares. They weren't even three-dimensional, they were two-dimensional, just learning the moves. By the time I was 12 and 13, my parents, Maury and Sandra, put me on a bus from Scranton, Pennsylvania to New York City. And they'd probably get in trouble these days, but we did okay. We did excellent then, where I would walk from Port Authority down to 34th Street, I believe, to what was then the Hotel McAlpin, and a guy named Bill Goitzberg, a huge chess organizer, entrepreneur, ran chess for a long time in New York and the country, had tournaments. I believe in my age group, where there were these under 13 novice tournaments, that there were a lot of grandmasters to be and IMs who came through. I remember names like Regan and Joel Benjamin was around in these big tournaments, and Wilder, maybe Fedorowicz, but there were a lot of people. This was the New York chess scene. So, I stuck with that for a year or two, won some tournaments at that time. Didn't really, there wasn't, Scranton didn't have a big chess scene. When I went off to Oberlin College, I remember I had one amazing game. Didn't play much during that time, but this guy was a little better than me, and I kept coming up with these genius moves. I don't know how, and won this game that I never thought I would win, and he was really pressing for a win. So that was it, and I thought chess was basically done in my life. And then around 1980, dating myself, arrived in Harvard Square, Cambridge, Massachusetts, and there was a guy, Murray Turnbull, and a few others who became the master of Harvard Square, who sat out on the plaza, in a place that became Obon Pan, the bakery. And these guys would sit out and play chess, and I started playing. And me being the entrepreneur that I was, I started organizing tournaments. So we started having little street chess tournaments. And I think the first one was like 12 players, just very informal. 1984 or so, Obon Pan came in, 1983, and they put cement tables in their late, I believe his late owner, then owner Louis Kane, was a chess enthusiast, and they put the tables in the ground. Murray had to correct them, these cement tables, when they put the white square in the wrong corner and this kind of thing. So they put them in, and I continued to organize tournaments right off the ground. I had got to an international. The first got a round robin with lots of masters and experts. Me and my late ex-wife would bring tables out of this rent-controlled apartment in Inman Square so people could play at night. And I had all kinds of tournaments. Some of them Obon Pan would kick in pastries and croissants, and we'd have these outdoor events. It was the Harvard School was a huge chess scene in the day. Eventually, I organized in 1986 Massachusetts' first international chess tournament. Joel Benjamin came, and some guys from Brian Nikoloff, the late Brian from Canada. A key thing, I had Bill Walton of the Boston Celtics. It was a chess. Bill agreed to play an exhibition match against the then Cambridge mayor, Frank Duhay, the late Frank Duhay. It's funny because funny story in terms of getting Bill to do it. I called the Celtics and laid out my plan, and they said, well, go to a practice. So in those days, you could just walk right in the gym, and I walk in, and this is 1986 Celtics. Bird, Parrish, McHale. And there was only a couple other guys, Jim Lampley from ABC Sports, and myself. And at one point, Bill went to the bathroom, and I said, this is my moment. He comes out, I felt like my face was going right into his stomach. Bill, you play chess, can you play in this? He goes, sure, I'll, just like that. Bill goes, sure, I'll do it. God bless the Grateful Dead and Bill Walton. And so Bill said, I'll do it. I said, can I have your number? He wrote it down, or I remembered his number. Called him up, and got together with Bill for chess. And Luke Walton was just 12 years old. If he was the oldest, I don't know. There were 4 boys that I knew. in his house in Cambridge, and we got together for lunch. Anyway, so that was a great event. And then in 1988, I was the lead person to bring the U.S. Open chess tournament to Boston. There were like 600, 700, hundreds of players, whatever it was. And this late Brian Nickoloff, who's a great chess talent, came and stayed with me. And when I coached him in chess, he beat 3 grandmasters in a row, including the late Walter Brown, who I believe was a close friend of Fischer. Maybe was the second with Fischer in some matches, but Nickoloff was on fire. But when I wasn't there, he didn't play as well. So, and that was kind of mainly, then I won 5 tournaments in a row before I got to the World Open around then. And then my chess I reached, an expert rating, 2132, I believe was my peak. And then it just kind of waned after that. I got into politics in Cambridge and this kind of thing, and it waned. Although it's resurged, like with a lot of people, with internet chess. And what I want to get to is like the skills. I see now chess as a lifelong friend. There's a lot of people. The whole explosion of the chess community, Magnus Carlsen, Hikaru Nakamura, Levy Grossman, pardon me if I'm getting the Gotham chess, and is it Rosman? Anyway, so there's been just this whole explosion of chess. And my chess kind of devolved to playing 1-minute chess. And what I want to bring out for people is, it's been like a lifelong friend to have chess in my life, to be able to go and play a game, work through challenges in my life over the chessboard. And I find that it's really developed my quick thinking skills and my problem solving and my resilience. So that's basically my history with chess. And for those who are considering it, please do. But I think it adds to my work as the world's best mediator in terms of my conflict resolution. Certainly being quick thinking, looking at tactics, resilience, not giving up. So for parents with young kids, please do consider exposing them to the game. And a great picture with my first grandchild sitting around a chess set at an incredibly young age, and chess. And I do want to add that the reasons I emphasize chess in my life, one, because of how it's added resilience, tenacity, forbearance in my life, and two, generally I want chess players to consider the coaching, especially young people, get on the right path. Quick Start Coaching, $199. It's negotiable for young folks. And third, even for those upper echelons of chess players, Nakamura, Caruana, speaking of American chess players mainly at the moment, I was intrigued when Gukesh had a coach, Patty Upton, a great thing. I'd like to put my talents to bear in coaching an American chess player. Or, someone else who wasn't American. I would begin with an American chess player to that world championship. I don't know everything, but I know we could get it done.